So about early this year or late last year, I met Patrick Grubbs from LinkedIn. I connected with him from LinkedIn. So and he saw the work he's been following me. He saw the work that I've been doing in Africa with regards to spreading citizen science. So we started, and so he told me that he's also involved in some other citizen science projects like that, and I expressed my interest in it. So he now gave me your email to contact you to discuss the
Yeah,
project.
yeah. Thank you. I saw the email correspondences, and I'm glad we're able to connect and work on this. So I'm based in Rwanda, in Kigali, and mostly what I'm working on is international hackathons,
Okay.
but also working on like so our outreach programs that are beyond the science that are being developed. One high school, one is hackathons. These are hackathons that are tailored to challenges that we work with we work with university graduates and adults. That's one hackathon that we host in March.
Okay.
These challenges are
And
mostly
has it finished? Like you mentioned, March. Has it finished?
yes. So we already had the March hackathon happened. It happened on the 3rd of March, 9th of March, and we had it both in Rwanda and Tunisia at the same time.
Okay.
Um, so so that hackathon is more of adult people, and we always look at realistic challenges. One was really how do we, as probably Louise mentioned to you, let me share my screen really
Okay.
quickly. So this is just on our page. This one was mostly so the way we organized it was that Rwandan team and the Tunisian team was going to be working together as like that. There were about 13 teams, and we only wanted first place and second place, and from both countries. So the challenges these are were the winners. We had the living forest challenge, which was mostly around like how do we bring a forest, how do you build a planted tree and it
Okay.
survives on the moon.
Oh,
And
great.
the other one is how. Yes, so like mostly, I think probably Louise mentioned to you this, but the biggest plan, the big as the institution is mentioned is called the Institute for Forest on the Springs Institute for the Forest on the Moon.
Yes.
The biggest project is on how do we ensure that there's a tree that is like we can start with having a plant grow on the moon. What have we learned, and how can that aspire or like lead to further exploration on towards mankind living on the planet on the moon. And the second one was more technical around how do we build an equipment or take an equipment to the moon that can moderate temperature. That's the Cosmo Home Challenge. And uh, and the last one is the storytelling. It's my favorite one because as you probably know, the biggest as we do this education is that realize that in Africa and probably even high in sub-Saharan Africa, there's less interest in space exploration.
Yeah, exactly.
Always, and when I'm always telling, mentioning and meeting with people and say, hey, we are working on space exploration, it sounds like you're telling something that is
Yeah,
unachievable.
exactly, exactly.
Yes. So from and then those were the challenges, and we have a couple sponsors here in Rwanda and Tunisia, and probably these are some just pictures of from the event. It was really great, and from the learnings from there, that's where we are working towards developing an intense outreach program. So we learned that most people like there's interest in space exploration, but doesn't it's not streamlined from the youth growing up.
Yeah,
So what we
exactly.
are so
So
guys, so like
I
what?
want to I want to tell you about the work that I'm doing. Because of that issue of less interest in space exploration. So we want to, make young Africans to start, thinking about space, to be space conscious about, space science. So we introduced some projects. We started from 2023, sorry, 2020. I mean December 2020 to now. So we are into asteroid research. We hunt for asteroids with data from telescope. Okay, those dates that have been observed from telescopes in the US. So they are sent to us. Our job is to analyze the data and submit it back. And most of the times we discover asteroids, and it becomes your own. So it is also part of
Yeah.
planetary defense. So we are
Mm,
doing two things. We are helping to protect Earth from potential asteroids, and also we
yeah.
are, using it to, engage students in in science. So okay, and the level of people we work with both professionals and non-professional. Okay, in the
Mm,
professional level, we work with universities, mostly physics
yeah.
department. Okay, we also
Mm,
work with space agencies. I mean, the
mm,
education and outreach department of space agencies across Africa. Then we work with
mm,
secondary schools. We also work with national astronomy organizations. So even
yes.
including University of Rwanda Science and Technology, we work with the physics department. So then
Mm,
that is the professional level. Then under the unprofessional, we work with uh,
mm,
amateur space enthusiasts. So we have a
mm,
range of people that we work with in our project. Then we have exoplanet research. Exoplanet
mm,
research. We contribute our our data analysis to exoplanets, those ones that have been discovered. Okay, because we now have new telescope, the James Webb Space Telescope, that is about to observe those planets that have been discovered before. The James Webb Space Telescope is going to re-observe them. So
yes.
we are helping to perform photometry in order to determine the exact period of these exoplanets. Then we're
Mm,
also involved in astrophoto visual development. In that
mm,
project, we teach them how to use Webb telescope to take images of this space and use computers to process it to produce beautiful visuals you see all over the internet. So, and
mm,
then we also teach them um, research writing, astronomy research
yes.
writing. They publish papers with in that project, and also we use it to promote astronomy in other departments, like in physics departments across Africa with other astronomy programs. So
Mm,
those are the things we do, and I think the people working in my groups, they are fit enough to be able to partake in the project that you just told me. Okay.
yes.
But I want to know, it means that your project is done, is it an online program or is it an in-person program?
It's an in-person program,
Okay.
but we have opened it out. At least we want to at least have one person, physical person at the event.
Oh,
So
okay.
like you can have other. So we have it's in a group setting. We allow groups. We encourage groups for the hackathons, but also do not eliminate someone who doesn't have a group, but at least we want one person on ground to be able to one work with the team. We work through with the teams here and there. We have had again, these are pioneer hackathons that we are having here in Africa, but we have had that option of like everyone asking, "Hey, I cannot travel. The expenses are not. I can't cover them. Is it possible for me to attend online?" So that's something that we are reviewing to see how potentially that can be, because
Okay.
even the experts. So we have this. It's a 12 day, a 12 hours hackathon. So
Okay.
we have it like it's run in a setting that participants arrive, we give them the debriefing, give them all the materials that they need,
Okay.
uh, essential ones, and then they have time to work on the hackathons, the challenges, and then they get to online where they meet with different experts. So if they have any questions or any suggestions and anything,
Okay.
so these experts are all online from different areas of the world. Um, and then they go back to working on their challenge, and then later on they have the judges who are physically there to walk through, to go through each participant's team, and get to first have the first presentation, which is not a judgment presentation, but
Okay.
more to help them to see if they need more information. And then the final one is the final presentation, where one of the team members who's probably physically there presents to the judges what their findings are or what their solution to the challenge is. But for this year, because it was in Tunisia and Rwanda, the final presentations were done, or they are done physically, but if connecting it also online, because the judges were both in Rwanda and Tunisia.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So,
that's how it.
yeah. So is it possible, like, for me to advertise the project to my teams, to our community, maybe if they are interested, because some of them have the resources. So, for instance, the Kenyan
Mm.
Space Agency, they are very much interested in things like this. So, is it possible, maybe I should link them to you in case if they want this in their country?
Yes. So I think that's definitely okay. We are working on our outreach, as I was mentioning, the outreach strategy right now is to expand and have as many hackathons hosted
Okay.
in as many countries as possible. So far right now, I think we are even looking at hosting different hackathons at different time zones, at
Okay.
different times. Like in October, we are planning to have a high school hackathon during the Space Week here in Rwanda. And
Okay.
so I would love to be in contact with the Kenya Space Agency, and we see where does like work together on like our timelines, and where they can fit in what activities are variable, and how they can join that.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to advertise.
So how about the expenses? So they have to take care of the expenses, right?
So the expenses right now, that's where we're working with sponsors. We are not asking like one sponsor to fully fund everything. We understand, maybe like, let's say like for Rwanda Space Agency, we are working towards saying, hey, our outreach programs are these. So we work towards where it's not Spring itself really, it's working everywhere, but working with already existing institutions and becoming, let's say, implementing partner. Like we have a program that can be running within your same programs, on the we run through the same timeline, so that we don't have we use the available resources. So we would like, uh, well, if the budget allows that, we are totally fine with them to fully fund the whole program. But if it's not really enough, so then that's where we engage with different sponsors.
Okay. All right. I understand it. So, but my main problem is it is not online. So, because for our project, the reason why it has been so successful is because it's online. So over the past
Mm.
3 years, I was able to spread it across 40 countries in Africa today, and we are expanding to more. Anyway, I will relay this information to my team, to the different countries, and I'll also maybe send your email to them and your website. I have gone through your website too, so in case if they're interested, they will contact you directly.
Definitely. Let me know if you need any more information. I can share it with you regarding the hackathons. And so also we have a space moving museum that is currently in Rwanda, and we are taking it to Rwanda Coding Academy. So that it's like it's an exhibition that shows space exploration from at least 40 billion years ago. So that way it gives it has artifacts, it has some facts on like SpaceX, what has been done, what needs to be done, and how to engage. So that way, this it's currently in Rwanda right now until October, and moving to we are working on where to move it next. So that's also something that we can explore and see if anyone is interested in like or areas of engagement in terms of either hackathons or space, the museum itself.
All right. So I will reach out, continue communicating.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Have a good morning.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.